over to Instagram. Okay. Happy Sunday, everybody. It is
Hello.
another episode of Sister Self Care Sunday. So I'm excited to be here. Got my girl Denise. And today we are talking about love and relationships and how to navigate Valentine's Day, whether you're single, going
Mhm.
through a recent breakup, or maybe you're in a wonderful relationship, right? How are some ways you can navigate it? How can you celebrate it? And how can you just practice some self love during this time? So, Denise, how have your week been?
It's been pretty good this week. I can't complain at all. So,
Good, good, good. So, with today's subject, we talk about navigating when you're single.
hmm
So, what are some tips or some things that you have for folks about navigating if they're single?
I know that during the time of Valentine's Day, it can definitely be difficult, especially like if you're working in an office and you see individuals receiving flowers or different packages on Valentine's Day at work. And that definitely can bring you down if you don't have a significant other, or not going out, having dinner, or just missing that person that's in your life that you don't want to share your life with. So some of the things that you can do is practice self-care. As we always say, this is what this is about, is self-care. So instead of just feeling sorry that you don't have a significant other, send yourself some flowers at work, send yourself some candy, send yourself a teddy bear, and
Oh,
put on there, I love you. You should love yourself. If you don't love yourself, then nobody else can. So you should be the first person, during the time. If you're single, send yourself something. There is nothing wrong with that. It's a lot of times people buy flowers for themselves. They'll buy flowers for themselves to put on their table, at home, maybe every, other week or something. And so some people may go out, to the movies by themselves. Valentine's Day is just a day. It's nothing different, about, that time. So the same things that some of you do, for yourselves to make yourself feel good during that time, you can also do that for yourself. You can, if it's a piece of jewelry that maybe you've been wanting, you could, save up maybe for the year and be like, okay, on Valentine's Day, I am going to go and get this piece of jewelry for myself. It
yeah,
doesn't have to be, oh, I could do it on Christmas or some of the other, days. You could, say, hey, I'm gonna set my goal for Valentine's Day, and do that. You can make yourself a nice dinner. Um, and or even call friends that may be single as well too, and you can get together with them, go out, have a wonderful Valentine's Day, because they're probably feeling the same way. They could be feeling down that they don't have a significant other, or but you could just say, hey, with all your single friends, this is what our plan is. We're going to plan to get together for Valentine's Day. And that could be a pact that you guys have every year until you get a significant other you know
that's true. That's such a good idea. I like
Yes.
the idea, and the things that you're saying that you can do as a single person are some of the things you can think about doing if you're going through a recent breakup as well.
Yes.
So, in the comments, for those of you who may be single or going through a recent breakup, what are some things that you normally do around the holiday? For some people, um, maybe they don't really celebrate it or whatever. But Denise had a good point. Sometimes you do see other people getting things, or you ride down the street and you see they got the baskets out, and in the stores, it's everywhere, right? So you just definitely want to leverage your community. But from a person's perspective, that if you're going through a recent breakthrough, you may not be in the mood to be around a lot of people.
Yeah.
I like what Denise said about maybe you get with a few girlfriends and y'all do something intimate where, maybe it's go to a movie, or you maybe do painting with a twist, do something at home.
Yes.
Um, if you want to do things that's by yourself, especially going through a recent breakup, sometimes you just want to be, kind of reflective on yourself, where you are and what you want. Start creating a gratitude list. I think of things like, well, what do I have to be grateful for? And then schedule yourself maybe a spa day where you pamper
Mm.
yourself, where you're actually cared for. I mean, self-care is such a mind, a soul type of thing, a physical thing. So you want to look at ways you can take care of yourself on all aspects from a holistic perspective. Don't just make it just about the holiday of Valentine's, but use it as a time to really reflect and to think of yourself from the perspective of, okay, where do I want to be? How do I want my life to be? And how can I work on me and enjoy me? Like, make a list of what are some things that you really wanted to do that you haven't been doing. If it's
The
go to a
bucket list.
comedy show, go to a comedy show. If it's
Yeah.
take a trip, plan yourself a trip. Um, find things that can get you focused on other things outside of the romance around the holiday of Valentine's Day, right? Start thinking about, what can we do that is creative? Maybe there's something you can do in the community where you're giving back, um, or something like that. I enjoy doing things where I can make a list of what I want and get back to, okay, what do I need to do? I mean,
Mhm.
for me, I've been working on health lately. So this morning, I'm so glad, y'all. I'm a little hoarse, but I got up and I did my 45 minutes of yoga. Start incorporating real self care of your body and your mind and celebrate you. Think of things that can lift you up, things that is going to be of service to you, and feel good about that. Think of some things I love to do is create a playlist of music that is upbeat. And you can go all the way back. Like, what is, like, drop in the comments, what is a song that no matter when you hear it, you like, that's my jam. That's my jam. Denise, what's a song you can hear and you
Oh my
like,
goodness.
that's my jam?
Oh. Hmm.
Like, one song I
Yes.
could hear that I could go is like almost any song by this group, and that's low key Hall and Oates. Like, I can listen to some Hall and Oates and be like, almost every one of their songs is like my jam. I could listen to, like, oh my goodness, what's that group? El DeBarge brother. What was that? The
Uh,
oh, the other group, not the DeBarge. What was
uh,
the name of the group?
right.
Oh my
The one that
god.
wait, what's the name of that group?
Hey D, thanks for joining. Thanks
I
for
forgot
joining.
the name of the DeBarge group.
It's another group though.
Yeah.
It
Uh,
wasn't called Slick. It was called, now,
hold on, because
if anybody knows the name of this group,
I
um,
have some of their
I
music
think
on my
they
playlist.
sang the
Hold on.
time. I think they sang the song "Time Will Reveal." Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of that group now. I am I am just too done. Like, I can't remember the name of the group. But
Hold on.
anyway, so if I hear me some Hall and Oates, y'all, I love me some Hall and Oates. I love Michael McDonald. Whoo. So y'all can see where I'm going with the type of music that get me in the mood. You listen to some Shaka Khan. I
Oh
can
yeah.
listen to um, Mary J. Blige. Get me some Jill Scott going. Get your
Yes.
blood pumping.
Latino, Lettucey. Um,
Let's see.
yeah.
Oh, also Kirk Franklin. So what are some songs that y'all listen to that really helps you get your mood going? Again, now these are songs that if you're single I'm not recommending y'all go down listening to no Luther. Don't be
Oh,
listening
yeah,
to
yeah.
no love songs because you're gonna be wanting to snuggle up with somebody. That's a
But
little later on in the segment. We're gonna get to that later. But
even Pharrell's song "Happy."
oh
You know,
yeah.
every time I play that, if
Oh,
I'm
and what's the other guy that I really, really like? What's the little guy I like?
uh
Oh, he sing with Silk Sonic. What's his
oh
name?
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
Ooh, he's so talented. He is so talented. I love his music. It's upbeat. So I love that. So I think that if you are a person that's going through a recent breakup, or if you're single, take the time and think about, what makes you happy. Doing
yeah,
things that you haven't done in a long time that really puts a smile on your face. Like for me, I'm a Marvel girl, so I can sit and binge watch the old school Marvel, right? Beginning with the Iron Man, the very first Iron Man, and Spider Man, and all of the things like that. So find something that you enjoy or get outside. And it's a beautiful day out here in Michigan. So
yes,
get
it
outside
is.
and take a beautiful walk. Go somewhere where you can see some things that's beautiful. Take a look and enjoy that. And to Denise's point, if you do have a girls' night in, make it a potluck. Get
Yes,
get food. Food always make you feel better. Get you
yeah,
some food. Get you some beverages. Now it doesn't have to be alcoholic beverages, but just in case, you can have you some wine or some nice martinis or things like that. So there's just a whole slew of things you can do to celebrate love and relationships. And you don't have to be in a relationship to celebrate it, right?
exactly.
And I see we have Latrice and we have um, some more folks that have joined us. Carn, y'all know Carnett, the meme. Y'all know I can't be reading. I can't be reading. It's like I can't be seeing through these glasses, child. But
Yeah,
yes, so in the comments, y'all put down what are some things y'all do that y'all like to do when you want to love on you,
yeah.
right? So now, Denise, what if you are um, trying to build a strong relationship with somebody?
Hmm.
What if you have somebody? What are some things you can do to make this time of year special for the other person?
Well, definitely communication is number one. You definitely, that's the way to build a relationship is through communication. If you don't have a good communication system between the two of you, you really don't have a really good relationship. I'm just going to tell you that because sex is not everything. For those who are out there, let me repeat that again: sex is not everything.
Not
So
everything, but
I know it's important, but it's not everything because
that's true. I agree.
you have to build that relationship, build that trust, build that communication, the love languages, find out what love language your partner speaks.
That is so true. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. Because so many times, y'all, we project our own love language on somebody else and we figure like, oh, well, this is how I like to be loved on. This is my love language. So I'm gonna treat the other person like that. And they like,
that
that's
is not their
totally
love.
not it. That's
No, no, no.
totally not it. So what's your love language, Denise?
uh I believe that my love language is definitely communication is going to be one, because I am definitely a big communicator. And then too, I like to receive,
I like time.
yeah, time. uh,
Somebody's time. Like when you with someone and you know it don't matter what y'all doing. Y'all just enjoy each other's company,
yeah,
right? And you can laugh about like y'all same sense of humor, y'all cracking up. I love that. So I
yeah,
like having time with somebody and I like I enjoy hearing people say they love me.
Mm-hmm.
Like hearing the words. It
Yes.
just feels good, especially when you know they mean it. Now I ain't talking about some of this foolery out in these streets, y'all. We talking about the real deal, none of these fooleries. But I enjoy that, and a girl do love gifts
Yes.
because
Yes.
getting
Yes.
flowers, I love. Oh my gosh, the last man I dated, he had an impeccable taste with picking flowers. He went to this beautiful flower shop by his home, and he would arrange the flowers. And I love when somebody puts thought into something, and they were
Yeah.
always beautiful. So those are things I like. But what's y'all love language? Let's look in the comments. I'm gonna look in the comments over here on Instagram and see
Yes.
like what are y'all love language? Like what is it that you like? Hey, Shakala, thanks for joining. So we're talking about love languages and understanding what the person love language is you're um that you may be with. Understand that. So spend some time. Make sure you can identify your own as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't expect people to like sometimes, ladies. I know sometimes we think like, well, you ought to know.
No, they do not. You do not fall for that one.
No,
Because
no, they don't ought to know. They
no,
don't know.
they do
So
not.
we have to share with them,
Yeah.
right? If we
Yeah.
want to, like Denise said, communication is key. Let's not make them read our minds. Let's
Mhm.
help the bros out there. Help them
Right.
out. Let them know what it is that you want. Because if I get an ugly gift, I gotta let you know that I don't like it nicely though, but I'm always nice. That's why I try to let people know the things I like, right?
Mhm.
Because think about it. You want to be honest and let them know you appreciate the thoughtfulness of the gift. But then
Yeah.
you do also really want to be honest and say with love to let them know the type of thing that you really do like because you don't want to reinforce bad gifts and then they think they on a roll because they thought you liked it and
Oh, yeah.
now now that's your staple, that's your signature go-to gift and you like but I didn't even like that. So we just want to be cognizant of that.
Yes.
Now let's see what are some other things when we talk about identifying ways that you can make things like what is something special you've done? Like, give me one thing, some special Valentine's Day thing that you've ever done for somebody, Denise. What was it?
Okay. Well, it's so funny because one time, like me and my husband, we, give each other gifts, cards and stuff throughout the year and stuff. So one Valentine's Day, I did the uh blanket on the rug in the living room and fixed some food. And then
Oh,
what I did was I took all of my cards and gave them to him and got all of his cards and I had them myself. And then we were going through each card, like you read one of the cards that I sent you, and then I'll read one of the cards.
oh, that's
This
so
was for the whole year, like if it was for a birthday or if it was for anniversary or if it was for Sweetest Day or Valentine's Day or whatever. So I just, because we always keep the cards, just took the, cards and just
romantic.
divided them out or who gave it to who. And then you had to read the card. And so we were just taking turns going back and forth reading each other's cards.
Oh, that is so romantical. Look at you. Look at you. Okay, so y'all, I'm going over here to Instagram. What are y'all do? Like, what is something romantic that you all have done, right? For somebody that is a special person in your heart. What is something special that you've done for them? Um, I think that is so romantic. I like that.
Something that was different, I'm all about not doing the same
Yes.
stuff all the time and, creating
But
something that's
I do have to say, a lot of times I don't think I really celebrated. Most of the time, I never really celebrated Valentine's Day like a big day, even
right.
when I was in relationships, because to your point, we did stuff for each other all year round. So, sometimes we may do something, or they would always kind of give me flowers and put rose petals around the flowers.
Yeah.
But we just always find time to do stuff for each other all year round. But I think that was so special. I really like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Um, what is something another idea? I think something that would be really nice is if you created a little movie. Like take all cute pictures of y'all together
Oh
and then
yeah.
put it together in a movie and put some pretty music behind it and then play it. Oh, that's so
Mhm. Yeah.
cute.
Well,
Oh,
now you know that they have it to whereas you can tell a person about your life that you've had with your significant other, how you met, things that significant points in your life, and they can create a song about you. And
oh,
so now they have that out where you can, create a song about your wife that, and they're, you like, I want you to listen to this song, I've seen, people
oh, I saw that on a video.
yes, they're listening to the song that, their husband or their wives actually had created for them. So,
Very nice. Now, let's go into cultivating relationships with ourselves. We
mhm,
talked a little bit about how you can celebrate, if you're single, recent breakup. But it is just a self-care Sunday, and we want to make sure that we just remind you all of a couple things you can do. And understanding that it is really important to understand the importance, y'all, of self care and self love. So many
yes,
times I hear a lot of people talk about confidence, and confidence is good. You need to be confident. But what's more powerful than confidence is your self esteem,
mhm,
because your self esteem is how you regard yourself. And oftentimes we don't show ourselves enough self love, enough self care, because we don't really have that kind of esteem for ourselves, which is sad. And so that's why we do Sister Self Care Sunday, because we want to remind you, lovely ladies out there, you're
yeah,
worthy, you're beautiful. And it's so important that your love for yourself has to be there, has to be there. Because when your self esteem is not there, it opens the door for you to neglect your self love, for you to
yeah,
neglect your self care, for you to open the door to where you don't have no boundaries. You open the door to, you know, when you don't have boundaries, you allow people to mistreat you.
yes,
Or, and it doesn't have to be mistreatment in a personal relationship. It could be family members that's taking advantage of you. It could
mhm,
be it could be your employer. Like maybe you're not speaking up because you're overwhelmed and you're just like, I'm not gonna say nothing. You just gonna struggle through it. Meanwhile, you're stressing out. Mm-mm, mm-mm. You gotta do better. So I want to make sure that you understand that self love and self esteem and how you feel about yourself will you'll be able to gauge how much you really have if you're taking care of yourself.
yes,
Okay. And that's so important, because if your health is failing and you're not doing anything about it, you got to work on that self esteem. You got to work on that self love. If you're carrying an, a numerous amount of stress on your shoulders and
mhm,
you're not doing anything about it, you got to do something about that self love and that self care, because
yes,
chronic stress will kill you. And I know everybody says, oh, well, I'm strong. And if I don't do it, nobody gonna do it. Let me tell you, they have done studies. They had a gentleman who was suffering from chronic stress. His body started exhibiting um, autoimmune issues. The doctors didn't know what was going on. He was like um, losing functionality and
mm,
in certain parts of his body. And it was to the point where he was just totally at wit's end, not knowing what was wrong with him. Saw another doctor. This doctor did some tests and they was like, you're suffering from chronic stress.
Wow.
Chronic stress. So we have to stop. We have to get accountable for ourselves, for our
Mhm.
health, for the stress in our life, because we can't avoid stress. We can't avoid it, but we can learn how to manage it. We can learn how to manage it. And it starts with prioritizing your self care and your self love. In some ways that you can practice that. Number one, ladies, we got to get our exercise in. We got to
Yeah.
get moving. We got to keep the body moving because a body in motion will stay in motion. But a body that's not moving, guess what? You don't use it, you lose it. So you got to get moving. And don't wait till you feel like it. Self-care is not when you feel like it or when you don't feel like it. Build a healthy habit by doing it just because it's what you're supposed to do, because you're supposed to take care of yourself and you're worth taking care of yourself.
Yes.
You're worth it.
Yes.
Then the next thing you need to do when you're talking about practicing, self your self-care and self-love, talked a little bit about boundaries, right? Share with your loved ones, your friends, and and people, your colleagues, where your boundaries are. Because I believe that most people are good-hearted people and they won't know where your boundary is if you haven't defined it, right?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
if you're sitting there and people crossing your boundaries, like doing double dutch on your boundaries, and you like getting upset, like they are crossing my boundaries, and you're building resentment. You may not be speaking up for yourself. Pretty soon you're gonna blow up. You're not gonna know why you blowing up because you haven't been expressing yourself. You haven't been
Yeah.
communicating. And so
Yeah.
it's okay for you to communicate your boundaries because again, they're your boundaries. And you deserve that because when you put boundaries out there, those are guardrails. It helps people understand, okay, this is how she wants to be treated. Let me treat her like this, right?
Mhm.
And then you can always say, people, okay, here's the boundary. You cross the boundary. That means, you know what I mean, to the left, right? The other thing you want to do is spend some time for self care meditating. Clearing your mind is a great way to care for yourself and to practice self love. Um, when I did my yoga this morning, it was really good. Those moves are very smooth. The breathing that you do, it helps get you centered. And then practice gratitude. Make a list every day of what you have to be grateful for. It's a good way to remind yourself. And lastly, when we talk about self love and self care, say affirmations to yourselves, lady.
Yes.
Life into existence for yourself. Speak abundance into existence for yourself. It's
Yeah.
way too easy for us to get caught up on what we don't have, what we used to have, what we coulda, shoulda, woulda had. We need to be thankful for what we got, but then speak into existence and speak to ourselves like we're already at where we want to be in life.
Exactly.
Denise, what you got for the people?
Well, you definitely, want to, be able to share your, personal experiences with your self love and growth. You know, and just by sharing, the things that you're actually doing, the growth of where you actually have, come from, it helps you to say, well, this is what I used to do, this is where I used to be. Like you said, in regards to exercising is not a choice. You're never going to want to get up and exercise. And
Never.
I've seen this, as an example for myself. I, started exercising and, doing a strengthening portion of my, body, and, some yoga and stuff. And I could actually tell the difference that my hip wasn't hurting any, more, or wasn't hurting as bad. And the it was, decreasing, the, pain was decreasing. And then this last week I didn't exercise at all. Okay, it was my birthday weekend. but I didn't exercise this past week at all. And then I feel the pain in my hip again, and I'm like, ooh, okay, you need to go back and start, exercising because that was helping, and you actually could feel the difference.
Mhm.
And we're not slipping back into old habits.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that just showing that personal experience and the growth of just exercising from the beginning of the year all the way until now, and then slacking off for a week, it definitely taught me, okay, that was some growth there. I need to definitely keep my eye on the prize, keep going, every day, like I had originally said that I was going to do and everything. So you definitely want to do that. And I would encourage you all to to share your self-love journeys or your self-care routines that you guys have. What are some of the things that you guys do on a day-to-day basis, a routine that you have for yourself, for self-care. With those in the chat of what you do.
Yeah.
um and then also we have the things, in regards to like spicing up your, relationships and different things. So
So what's
you
something that you can do to spice it up, Denise?
you want to talk about ways that, can actually keep the spark alive in your romantic relationships. You want to be able to maybe go out on dates all the time. You want
I knew
to
somebody that I'm gonna share. I'm not gonna give no names, but
Mhm,
I know someone, and they every now and then, not all the time, right? Spicing it up mean you do a little sprinkle here, a sprinkle there. But
mhm.
her and her beau would go out and like act like they didn't know each other.
Yeah, that
And
is definitely
sometimes she would put on a different kind of wig and be a
yeah,
different kind of chica.
yeah, yeah,
And they'll come to a restaurant and sit at opposite ends of the bar, and he might walk over to her and act like he don't know her and flirt
yeah.
with her, and they just gotta get fun with it. And I thought that
Yeah,
was so cool.
that
I
is
was like, that is
so true.
so cool.
Yes, you
I like
definitely have to
it.
do that. Yes.
And
So,
um well, and then some people wear costumes. I mean,
yeah,
some people
yeah.
dress up, little dress up child. Sometimes you can put a bow on it, or you know,
Or, when they come home from work, just, have something on, that if you, especially like if you, naturally never do this, when they come home from work, have on something that's a little sexy, little short skirt, or, something that's, really tight fitting, or, something, whatever accentuates your body or whatever. Even
right,
if you're cooking dinner or you're, in there, pretending like you're cleaning up something and you just so happen to have to bend over and pick something up. Or, I mean, there's you women,
or
you all know as a woman what we could do to spice different things up. And if
but
you
what's
don't,
other stuff y'all could do too? Like,
yeah,
um, you could like. I mean, this might seem it's not as spicy as Denise. Denise is spicy, y'all. She like a jalapeno. She hot. She hot. So, but I think when you cook with your mate, I think that's so romantic with me. I mean, to
yeah,
me, when y'all in the kitchen cooking together and y'all prepare a meal together, to me that's so intimate. That's so romantic to
yeah,
me.
it
You know what
is.
I mean? I think that is so sweet. Or sometimes you can just go for a walk and really talk to the person, having a conversation, or having candles lit with soft music playing, and y'all just two step. If he can't dance, I mean, I like to dance, but just in case, if all he got is two left feet, then take your two right feet and y'all make a dance out of it. But what's some stuff in the comments? What's the stuff y'all do that y'all think is romantic and thoughtful? Or get him you could get him like like, I don't know, if he was a sports head or whatever, you could always give him something, tickets to a sports game that he might like, or
Yeah.
I don't know. Or I was thinking about, what's that movie Ghost, when they was doing that
Oh yeah,
stuff,
yes,
what is
what is
it?
it? Pottery. Yes,
Pot-
pottery. they were
Yeah,
just
y'all can do the pottery, y'all. Y'all can do the pottery.
yeah,
So,
yes.
but yeah. So let's see. Did we get any comments about what y'all doing with the um for the romantic? So, we're gonna go over real quick what we talked about today. We talked about, you know, um a couple things. Denise ended us with spicing things up. But what are some other things we talked about today, Denise?
Well, we actually, talked about self-care. We talked about, self-care if you're single. Some of the things that you can do for yourself if you're single. Don't let these holidays come around and you feel, oh, I don't have a man, I don't have anyone. You have yourself. If you don't love yourself, nobody else is going to love you. So don't worry about, not being in a relationship.
Absolutely.
So that, is one of the things, and how to navigate through, being alone, and getting with friends, and communication, and spicing up your relationship, and different things of that nature.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, so we covered a lot of things. We hope you all found something that resonated with you, some tips, or just some encouragement, right? Because Sister Self Care Sunday is about Denise and I showing up every first and third Sunday to uplift our sisters in the community, to
yeah,
share self care tips, to serve as a reminder that caring for yourself is not optional, it's a requirement.
and it's the number one priority. Number one.
Number
Like
one.
they say on the airplane, if the plane go down, grab your mask first, and then you can help somebody else. So you have to love yourself first.
Yes. Really love yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what we're going to conclude for today. I also want to let everybody know we're having Balance Bliss Masterclass is coming. It's going to be Sunday. I'm looking at my calendar. Sunday, February 18th at 5 o'clock p.m. It's going to be 60 minutes packed full of stuff. And you can click the link in the bio on Instagram, and I think it may be a link on Facebook as well. Click the link, register for the class. It's totally free, virtual. We're going to be talking about getting balance and the bliss that comes from it. Because some of us is walking around with a lot of imbalances and we're not addressing it. You're stressed. You need to come to this workshop. You're
Yes.
overwhelmed. You need to come to this workshop. You're lacking boundaries with others, or you're feeling just withdrawn, or you're feeling like, you know what, I'm stuck. I don't even know what to do. Those are all signs of, you know, an imbalance, meaning you're not balanced with the core of your values and it's preventing you from living a happy and fulfilled life. So
Yeah.
something is out of sync. Things aren't as harmonious as they can be. So click the link in the bio. Join us. It's going to be a great workshop. There's going to be so much going on there. Also, in addition, we have the Priority You monthly newsletter. We're always having self care tips in there, as well as other personal and professional development tips included. So, click the link also in the bio for that, because there's a link for that too. Denise, anything else before we head out on this beautiful Sunday?
No, just enjoy the day. Enjoy every day, ladies. Whether it's the sun is shining and it is such a beautiful day here in Michigan, or
It is.
whether it's the gloomy, days. Sometimes I love gloomy days because then, especially like if I don't have to work or anything, I can get up on the couch and snuggle in a blanket and watch a movie or something. So every day is a good day regardless of what it looks like outside. So just enjoy your days.
Absolutely. On that note, y'all, much love. We'll see y'all again on Sunday the 18th, because
Yes,
we're going to do Sister Self Care Sunday
yes.
at 4 o'clock sharp. And then I'm going to hop off and get ready to start the class. So have a good Sunday, everybody.
Bye, everyone.